So, what is going on, guys? This is Ryan here.
And this is other Ryan here.
And today we once again have another interesting video for you all. Now, this one is talking about the links between the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 phone calls and the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 establishment.
Yes, there are a lot of connections between these two games, and I believe that Five Nights at Freddy's 4 finally links them all together.
Yes, and there's actually a lot of evidence in this, and we're going to be producing a couple of videos based around this concept over the next few weeks, guys. You have a lot to look forward to because we have unearthed a lot of new evidence for you all.
Definitely so. So we're going to start off straight away with the phone guy in Five Nights at Freddy's 3 basically talking about suits. These new suits called the spring suits that you can basically operate.
Yes, and the phone guy basically speaks about two unique suits having this spring lock ability, and what makes it actually quite unique is instantly that in the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 minigames, we can only see two real suits that have this spring lock ability, and I believe we actually see this in Night 2 of Five Nights at Freddy's 4.
Yeah, and in this night, we are basically introduced to the purple guy putting on a spring bunny hat onto a person, and it just kind of links between the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 phone calls about putting on the suits. It's almost like this purple guy is training this person how to wear the suit properly.
Yeah, and what else makes it quite interesting is that this is actually an Easter egg. Like, if you go through to the left-hand side of the screen, you actually go onto the other side, and once you have a message pop up on screen, if you actually walk back to the right, that is the only time you can see this purple guy suiting up this guy in a spring bunny suit. So, other than this, we would not have actually seen the second spring lock suit. So, that's why it may have confused people initially, but with the knowledge that it's definitely two within this establishment, it almost seems too perfect, and it makes too much sense that the phone guy would be referencing these two suits in conjunction with this.
And this can also relate back to the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 phone calls, where the phone guy basically talks about these safe rooms. Maybe these red doors that we're seeing in this Night 2 minigame is actually the safe room.
We have knowledge of the safe rooms, as Ryan said, and we know that the animatronics don't actually see these rooms. They seem to be off limits, and it makes sense why we would all of a sudden see this guy being suited up back there, because it is not in the animatronic form, meaning it can actually access the back room.
Definitely.
And alongside this as well, the doors shut extremely quick, almost like we're not supposed to see within there.
Yeah, definitely. Another comparison we can actually look at is in Five Nights at Freddy's 3. Basically, the phone guy is talking about spring lock failures and that all the spring lock suits are being retired to an appropriate location. And I believe this is on actually Night 4, and in Five Nights at Freddy's 4 Night 4, where this little child locked in this parts and services room with what appears to be the spring bunny spring suits.
Yes, and a crucial piece of evidence for actually backing up this whole concept is how the suit appears to be taken off. Now, if we actually look at the neck region of this suit, we can see what appears to be some kind of innards hanging out. We don't actually know what this might be, and also the way the suit is slumped on the floor, it definitely looks like it's been dumped there quickly.
Yeah.
It looks like it's been ripped off, to say the least. It definitely looks like someone's tried to maybe get out of this, or they've had to maybe pry it open to get whatever was left inside of it out of it.
What's actually very interesting about the way this is positioned is that it's actually sat kind of like the way Golden Freddy slumped over, if you think about it. So
very interesting.
Yeah, maybe this could represent the whole Golden Freddy situation as well.
That's a good point. So maybe that might be tying in also a reference to Golden Freddy, and maybe that he might actually be this Fredbear character also.
Yeah, and how he was positioned when he was taken apart almost.
Very interesting, which actually backs up the whole concept of the spring locks and actually Golden Freddy being entwined a little bit more.
Yes, definitely.
And to actually finalize this whole concept, we're actually going to be talking about the death of the child, because originally when I saw this, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense why the Freddy animatronic wouldn't chomp down at any other time, because it almost seems too appropriate. The child is placed within the mouth of this Fredbear character who is on stage in what appears to be the animatronic form, and the kid's head is actually clamped down on. And we actually have a reason, or should we say a theory, as to why this might actually happen.
Yeah, so we don't believe that this animatronic will have such excessive force that it crushes a child's head.
Yes.
If we remember back to the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 phone calls, the phone guy says that any moisture in the locks will automatically make them snap. So maybe this is a function in the mouth region of this character.
That is a very good point to raise, because as you said before, the moisture in their suits, and also going back to Five Nights at Freddy's 3, there's a big theory that what actually caused the spring lock failure was the establishment it was in. We could see lots of dripping coming from the ceiling and things like that, which seem to reference also moisture within the suit. And we can distinctively see this child crying throughout almost every single night prior. And also when he's actually placed within the mouth of this Fredbear character, he's frantically panicking. No doubt he would actually be coughing and sputtering, and there would be a lot of tears everywhere. So
definitely,
maybe this is why it actually chomped down on his head. Maybe it was a malfunction from within the suit.
Definitely.
And there we have it, guys. So hopefully you did enjoy this discussion. This was, of course, linking the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 phone calls to the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 minigame nights because, I don't know, the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 phone calls almost needed some kind of visualization behind them, and I think this kind of does that. So we hope you did enjoy this video, guys, and be sure to comment down below any of your thoughts in relation to this topic.
And if you did enjoy this video, why not leave a like rating down below? And if you're new to our channel, why not subscribe for more interesting videos like this and also the gameplays.
So thank you very much for watching the video, guys, and we'll, of course, see you on the next one.
Goodbye, guys.
Want to see even more content from us?
Consider liking and subscribing to ensure you'll see all content in the foreseeable future.
And hey, why not check out our past 2 videos?